Good morning, Mark. All right, let's get this started with Manolo.
Buenos días, amigo. ¿Cómo estás?
Bien, ¿y usted?
Bien, gracias. Mark, the other day, maybe 3 or 4 days ago, Bob was saying to us that probably one of your candidates, one of his candidates to be leadoff hitter is going to be yourself. And then he was going to talk to you about it, and you were very happy about the idea. What are the things you like about this idea, and is something you're looking forward to?
Yeah, I don't think anything's set in stone, and I don't even know if it's going to happen. But I do like the idea of hitting leadoff or anywhere. I like hitting second. I've hit second. My rookie year, I hit in the 2-hole a lot. But I do like it. I like the idea of hitting in the first inning and getting to the starter before he gets settled into the game is something that is appealing to me. I think I've noticed that in my career is that starters can tend to get sharper in the second, third, fourth inning than they are early in the game when they're trying to get settled in. And so I think for that reason, I do like the idea of hitting leadoff or hitting early in the first inning.
Yeah, I'm guessing that in the winter you guys were very sad because you lost some very big players like Liam and Semyon and so on. But I guess you guys are getting a little happier because Russell is taking another shape. And it's looking very good right now. What's your opinion of the way the A's are shaping up for this season?
Yeah, we lost some guys, some key pieces, obviously, and we replaced them. So yeah, I'm sad that my friends are gone. I had great relationships with all the guys that are gone now, like Marcus, you mentioned, and Liam and KD. I'm sad to see him go, and I'm going to miss them. And I'm also optimistic and excited about the future. So we'll see how it shapes out.
Matt?
Hey, Mark, how's it going?
Good.
Have you been, where have you been working defensively mostly so far this spring? Has it been mostly left field, or have you been moving around a little?
Yeah, mostly left. I understand, this isn't my first rodeo, and I understand that I could and probably will end up in other places. I've even been taking some ground balls, even though I'm not sure how much I'm going to play over there this year, especially with the addition of Mitch Moreland, who could be, I don't know if he'll be a guy that'll kind of give Ole a break from time to time, but in the past, that's kind of been the way that I get into action over at first. But I'm just going about it the same way as always, just kind of, I expect to be in left field most of the time, but I don't know. You never know, and injuries happen and things happen. So I prepare the same way always and just kind of keep myself ready for anything.
And then what were your reaction to some of the additions that were made to the roster late here coming into spring with the relievers and Moreland and also Elvis Andrus a little earlier?
Yeah, I mean the hole at shortstop was a little unnerving for a while, kind of scary, thinking like, gosh, we kind of need a shortstop. So when we signed Elvis, it was like a sigh of relief, even though I was sad to see my buddy KD go, who I work out with here and spend a lot of time with in the off season. That was kind of a bummer. But such is the business. And it was definitely a relief to see Elvis sign. And then Rosenthal at the end there, we just kind of snuck that one in, and that was a nice little cherry on top going into spring. So yeah, I think, and Sergio Romo too, that was really cool. So yeah, I think veteran presence is always appreciated, and we certainly did that.
Vince?
Good morning, Mark.
Hey,
Just if you don't mind, just recalling kind of stepping into A's history in the series against the White Sox when you made that Joe Rudy-like catch up against the wall on Moncada, and how that brought Joe Rudy back to kind of in focus a little bit, and what that moment was like. And great catch, certainly helped the A's kind of get going and eventually win that series. Just the whole tying all that together, you were connected to a great play from the '72 World Series.
Yeah, I'm flattered that I'd be mentioned in that same conversation. It was, just a baseball play that happened early in the game, and I'm, I was fortunate to make the right play and make the right read and make a nice play. And I think I saw that he was interviewed and kind of thought it was cool, and I thought that was cool that he's talking about me and my play. And yeah, it's just a really cool thing that happened to me. And it was kind of just one of those plays, honestly, where it was off the bat. I was like, this could go either way. It's going to go off the wall or I'm going to catch it. And I kind of rolled the dice, honestly, in going after trying to make the catch and playing it off the wall. I wasn't really sure how it was going to go, but it kind of felt like a do or die situation in the game. I think there was one out and a couple runners on, and we had a lead, and I was like kind of telling myself, well, I'm going to go for this, and just if I made a bad read and it bangs off the wall and it goes too high off the wall, then I made a bad read, and Ramon will back me up. And, it was kind of a gamble play that worked out well for me.
And then just, you were vocal last year about the changes that everybody had to go through in-game video wise and adjustments that you had to make. How do you feel you got through that, and knowing that at least at the outset of 2021, it's going to be the same, and the adjustments you've made in your preparation and your approach that allows that not to be something that's going to affect you negatively, but you've been able to kind of work around it?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, I got through it. I don't know if I got through it well. My success, I didn't have a whole lot of success at this, particularly at the end of the year last year, and that was one of the things that I don't know if that caused my lack of success, but it's annoying as it's happening, and you're like, I can't do what I want to do, and maybe that's causing it, maybe it's not. But I've kind of curtailed my training this year, and the way I go about my hitting to address that is I've done less video than I've ever done, and like film myself a lot less hitting, and I haven't looked at all at video of myself as I'm building up my swings and stuff, because I'm trying to rely now more on feel and physical feedback rather than looking at video all the time, which I've done in the past. And I, now that I know that it's going to be like that, I know that I have to rely on the feel a lot more. So I'm hoping that I get better at that, and I'm better at recognizing feels, so that I'm more prepared for the circumstances.
Martine?
Hey, Mark, good to see you. Good to see you again.
Yeah, likewise.
It sounds like at some point this year, at the Coliseum, at least, there could be a possibility of fans coming back. And I know a lot of the guys have talked about how great that would be, especially after last year kind of being weird with the crowd noise and all that. How special would that be, you think, just to get fans in the building again after what you guys went through last year, and getting some people back in the Coliseum again?
Yeah, it would be great. We'd love to have fans. Obviously, it was eerie last year at times, playing with nobody there, and yeah, it's just weird, honestly. And for me, I always liked the fans and the noise and the atmosphere, because I always felt like I feel like I can handle that well in the box. And if we get a young pitcher on the mound on the other team or whatever, I want them to feel that pressure. I want them to feel that noise. I want them shaking up there. And I kind of felt like the pitchers, it gave the pitchers an advantage because for them, they're just going up there and throwing. They're not really, there's no pressure, you know, and I kind of thrive on that. Whereas other guys might get a little shaken up or a little rattled. And that's what I want.
Matt?
Quick follow-up to that, you guys will have a limited number of fans in the stadium for tomorrow's spring training opener. Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, definitely. I hope it's done safely and I hope it's done smartly. And we play this game for the fans, right? I mean, we're entertainers when you get down to the foundation of it, and we want to entertain, and we want the fans to have a good experience. I think everyone would agree with that, and the fact that they're letting them in, I think it's a good thing, and we'll slowly hopefully build up and do this the right way. That's what I hope.
And then did you say that you went the entire off season and didn't watch video of your swing at all?
Yep.
When would you say was the last time you did that over an off season?
It's not like I was like super heavily reliant on video before. I would just, it's kind of a hobby. Like I'm kind of a hitting nerd. Like I like to, if there's some kind of tool, if it's my iPhone and, I have a couple of tripods at home for that reason. And I was watching my swing a lot, and it's not like I do it religiously or I'm super into it. I just would do it from time to time just to kind of check up and make sure things look okay on my swing. And I realized I don't know how much that was helping me last year. And if you become too reliant, you have to kind of, I think now, be good at everything. You have to be able to watch video. You have to be able to have good feel. You have to be able to understand how your body feels and not just what it looks like on video, and trying to work on that.
Shayna?
How much did not having access to video during games last year sort of force you to adopt this new way of your approach, or not watching film?
Probably a lot. I mean, it shed light on the fact that I needed to improve in this way and get a feel for hitting it. Another reason I did it was kind of I read this book that Ken Korak gave me, actually. It's Sean Green's book on hitting, and I saw it on my nightstand one day, and I just like, let's pick this book up. And in that book, he talks a lot about being present and all this. A big book about the mental side to hitting, and I kind of realized, it made me realize that you have to be present in what you're doing, and it's not just about I would for example, I would hit and then be like, okay, let's go check the camera, let's go check the tape and see what it looks like. And it's like, well, I was doing something to look at it from an outside perspective instead of being present within it while it was happening. That's kind of the essence of what I'm getting at and trying to be better at.
And then final question from Matt.
So what's your comfort level in that process at this point?
It's good. It's good. I think I'm doing a good job. And I think the less I rely on video and the more I kind of go about it the way I'm going about it, I think it's a good thing. And and we're doing a lot of things on the video side now to kind of try to deal with the limitations we have with the protocols. But I'd like to maintain the ability to do both, to be good at watching film and be good at feeling when it's not there. I think, like a deeper conversation about technology in this somewhere where it's helpful, but it's also at times we don't want to rely on it.
All right. Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
You-